For sure she's going to get convicted. The evidence is there. But I hope they see right through and she gets the death penalty.
Ultimately, our family is inconsistent that we all believe that she deserves the death penalty.
First up, though, speaking of victims, Jodi Arias, and she's not the victim, she's the victimizer. She's returning to the house where she murdered her victim, Travis Alexander. A judge is allowing her investigator to access the scene of the crime on her behalf. She's in jail. She's representing herself in the sentencing phase of the trial. Take a look at this.
Was he alive when he was stabbed in the heart?
Yes.
Was he alive when he was being stabbed in the back of the head?
Yes.
If someone were pointing a gun at me, I would stop. As he was lunging at me, the gun went off. I didn't mean to shoot him.
Were you crying when you were stabbing him?
I don't remember.
How about when you cut his throat? Were you crying then? What factors influence your having a memory problem?
Usually when men like you are screaming at me or grilling me, or someone like Travis.
The defendant should be sentenced. No unanimous agreement.
In a few short weeks, she will begin the fight for her life, representing herself.
No jury is going to convict me.
Why not?
Because I'm innocent, and you can mark my words on that.
Judge Sherry Stevens has granted Jodi permission to go back to the scene of the crime.
The current homeowners have told the media, leave us alone, stressing a while back, there is absolutely nothing to see here.
When we viewed the home, there were things missing. There were faucets missing, showers, there were carpet was missing, and so we thought the home had been vandalized. Everything is new in the home. The dishwasher is new in the home. The carpet is new in the home. The paint is new. The shower is new. The faucets are new. The baseboards are new.
Jane, why the need to go back to the place where she murdered her ex-boyfriend? Now, she's not going. Her investigator is. But apparently this apartment, this house, has been completely renovated. It's not the same place.
Yeah, and the people who live there want no part of this case. They have a child who doesn't know that it was a murder scene. Oh. Dr. Drew, this is all part of Jodi's obsession with Travis Alexander. The trial where she was convicted of premeditated first-degree murder was an extension of her revenge plan where she assassinated his character after killing him, and this is going to be more of the same. The retrial to decide whether she lives or dies is coming up. She's already hijacked it and turned it into a mockery, representing herself and now going back to the scene of the crime. Are you kidding me? First of all, what's she going to see there? Everything's been taken out. It's been completely redone. New carpet, new everything. This is just pulling focus, getting the attention once again back on her.
Exactly. Well, I mean, but if I'm Jodi, I'm doing everything in my power to live. Listen, if I've been found guilty of murder and I still haven't been convicted, of course I'm going to do everything. Look, I'm going to play this. I'm going to let this ball roll downhill as far as it's going to go.
All right, well,
they want me to go to the house, I'm going.
But Shagun, if you're grandiose and in denial about something you've done, Anahita, do you think she could even call herself to the stand?
Well, look, of course, I think she's actually doing the right thing by representing herself. I think it's going to help her.
Why?
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Like you said, or someone on your panel mentioned, this is going to be a whole different jury. Okay, these jurors didn't hear her testify for 14 days. They didn't see her day in and day out talking about her life. So she's not going to humanize herself. They need to see her talking, and those jurors couldn't sentence her to death.
Wait. So you're saying that the more she talks, the better?
The more she's humanized, Dr. Drew. And we saw in the initial trial, those jurors could convict her of murder. They found that it was cruel, but there were 4 holdouts. And I think that's because they got to kind of know her. They saw her talking about her life, about her family, and they couldn't put her to death.
Right, Sam?
Yeah, the more she talks, the more she contradicts herself. And the only reason why Jodi Arias is representing herself is because she's so narcissistic and manipulative that she actually thinks that she can probably do a better job than anybody else. And that's the really frustrating part about all of this, is that she's also capitalizing on her 15 minutes of fame.
Well,
she
Sam,
wants to make a mockery.
Sam,
yes.
Sam, apparently this time she doesn't want cameras in the courtroom.
But Dr. Drew, but that's her manipulating
like she wanted to die.
Exactly.
Wait, one at a time.
Okay.
One of you.
Death would be the ultimate freedom. Death would be the ultimate freedom. Oops, never mind. I take it back. 5 minutes later.
So you're saying, so you're both saying that the cameras are going to, so the cameras are going to be in the courtroom. Here's what you're saying.
She wants the cameras. She just doesn't want any of us to think that she actually cares to have the cameras there. Just like Jane just mentioned with the whole, after she was charged with murder, she told in her first interview, oh, no, I want to be sentenced to death.
Yeah,
no, actually,
well,
you didn't. Now you're fighting it.
Sam, what would you ladies do? You've been convicted of murder. You're on trial. You're fighting for your life. And you've already said that she's a narcissist.
How about show remorse? How about
listen,
show
remorse isn't going to save her,
and say,
Jane.
I'm sorry.
Jane, remorse
yes,
is not
would.
like she.
Actually, you're
won't save
wrong.
her.
If she showed remorse and took some responsibility for the
what would it get her?
actions that she
what would it get her, Jane?
She has not shown any remorse. In her allocution the last time around, she whips out a Survivor T-shirt, still essentially taking a jab at Travis, calling him an abuser.
Jane, but here's the thing, Jane. Everybody's called her a narcissist and all of these things. She's still alive. They still couldn't.
Exactly.
They couldn't kill her.
So that's the point. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that she did testify. And Shagun, you can't blame the judge here because this is a death penalty case. So of course the judge is going to give her leeway, give her more, ability to do what she wants because you really don't want to create appellate issues. And for people like you that want her to get the death penalty, you should be glad because if she does get death, you want a clean sentencing, a clean conviction
if there
in this case.
Can there be there was automatic appeal, right?
Well, no, it's the second time. So I guess if there's a hung jury, she gets 25 with or without parole this time.
Wow. Okay.
Death is off the table.
Right there. We're going to leave it.
Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till he appeared and the soul felt its worth. A thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees, oh hear the angel voices.
What in the world could he possibly find there? And is this just some kind of stunt?
I think it's a stunt. I think it's just to make sure that she gets what she asks for so that we won't have appellate issues, just like Anahita said in the last segment. I think she's going to ask for a whole lot of things just to make that happen. But also, Dr. Drew, a lot of people, murderers, like to return to the scene of the crime. They like to get caught up in the aura of the death and dismemberment. It's not something that's so, far-fetched that somebody wants to go back to the scene of their crime.
Jennifer, you're shaking your head. No, please, no.
Yeah. I mean, I understand that we have to walk through this legal process, Dr. Drew, but it is so sad for Travis's family.
Yes.
They cannot get healing. They cannot get healing in this situation when she continues with her narcissistic ways, parading herself through the media, through everything. And by the way, I believe that she's defending herself so that she can have spin control over the story, so that she can have spin control over what happens, how she's portrayed. This woman is absolutely insufferable. I'm serious. Oh.
And Jenna, is this grandiosity? She thinks she's smarter than everyone else, or is it some sort of weird denial of the circumstance she's in? What do you think?
You know, when I first heard this case, I thought to myself, this woman is defending her life. Like, maybe she's really anxious. Maybe she's in a constant fight or flight. And then I started looking at all of the evidence. I started looking at some of the tapes and watching her at trial. And at the end of the day, what we have here is a woman with a history of antisocial personality traits and grandiose thoughts, who is intelligent and calculated, and every single move that she has shown us to this day is consistent with somebody who really thinks out every step here. So I think this is kind of like one of these big screw you to the family, to the media. Like, you caught me first. You know, you caught me doing that, but you're not going to catch me now. I'm not going to get the death penalty. I'm fighting for myself here because I'm better than anyone else who can defend me.
Sam, you reacted to that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. There's so many things that I want to say here. Jennifer, you mentioned the family. Jenna, you just did as well. And that's what's so sad about this, is she found so many ways prior to the trial to draw this out. And then during the trial, she found more ways to draw this out. And now here we are again. And of course, and then during the trial, she didn't waste any time maligning Travis Alexander at all. And this family just can't catch a break. And then also, I don't understand, what does she think that she's going to uncover anyways? Like some smoking gun? This isn't the criminal trial. This is the sentencing phase. She has no business
Sam,
being there.
it's like O.J. Simpson looking for the real murderer. He's back there to find out who really killed Travis Alexander.
Yeah.
And Denise, do you think it's that? And do you think ultimately she's going to get the death penalty?
I think that she probably will, but I think that she doesn't feel as though she had enough time in front of those jurors last time to really pull them all into who she is. I think she feels like if she's up there every single day and she's talking to them and they'll get to know the essence of who she is and she can charm them, then maybe she can get another hung jury and then she'll get 25.
And Jenna, there's that manipulative core again, right?
Right. So I was going to say I agree, and I agree with what Anahita said was that she's doing this so she can humanize herself. And again, calculated, motivated, intelligent, smart.
Ugh,
gross. Dangerous.
Nauseating.
She's trying to prolong the inevitable. Her goose is cooked, regardless. She's going to spend the rest of her life in prison regardless. But I think this goes more to delay the trial, to hurt Travis's family and to hurt Travis's friends. She can no longer hurt Travis, right? So what better way to continue this, to delay the trial, put more pain on the family, more suffering on the family. And I'm not surprised one bit. And, you know, you guys were talking earlier about her representing herself and her talking, and is it going to sway the jury? And I sat in that courtroom, as you know, every single day she was on the stand, and when you're actually in there, Dr. Drew, and you're hearing her talk, she wears on you, and she does not come off as this sweet little thing. She comes off very different. We actually, 2 days into her testifying, the sound of her voice, it just annoys the heck out of you when you're sitting in there. It's completely different. So, I mean, she was on the stand for 18 days. She's representing herself. This could go on for 3 or 4 months, potentially. So I think, if anything, it's going to hurt her.
What she doesn't understand here is that she's transparent. We just heard from the juror that she was transparent within day 2. So I think that she thinks she's pulling one over on everyone, but I've got news for her, she's not.
Deneen, last word, drop your bomb.
Yes.
I think people love to hate her. I think that they think she thinks she's so great and she's so pretty and she's so coy, and people just want justice served. They just want her to get her just reward. They're sick of her and they want her to go away.
Leave it at that.